100% agreement rating. And that's because no matter what you or I do, we're gonna always say you got that right. You and I live in a
Greetings. Great day.
Yes, it is. How are you today?
I am wonderful, magnificent, and outstanding.
Great.
Yes. And I am excited to be here in this magnetic flow.
We got our Parrot up today, showing his parrot.
Yes. His smiling self.
Right, with a few credits in the background, to give us some play, a little play.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, we got a fantastic guest today. My goodness, he just flew in from Singapore.
Oh, wow. A magnetic orange. Yes, the color of the day.
Just to be on the show with us.
Yes, we are honored.
Brother Frank, how you doing over there?
I'm good. I was listening to that music, that intro you got going on. Got me ready to get up and dance, man.
Make you want to rock, doesn't
it?
Yeah. Yeah, we rock to it every time we put it on. We can't help ourselves,
Right.
Get to that vibration,
I hear you.
So yeah. So Frank, today, an audience, we're going to be talking to Frank Edward Crump, my partner, my buddy. We are going to be talking about a new economic model, how to create individual and community wealth. So I suggest you folks stay tuned out there. You might learn something today that might shake your world a little bit. A few little background on Frank. They don't have enough paper though to cover it, but I'm gonna do the best I can.
Got that right.
Yeah, Frank is a low-key social entrepreneur and community advocate dedicated to promoting financial equity and empowerment, particularly within underserved communities. He is the founder and president of the UPI Loan Fund, a 501c3 nonprofit community development financial institution, CDFI. For those who don't know what that is, CDFI is Community Development Financial Institution that was established under the auspices of the U.S. Treasury Department in 2020. UPI Loan Fund offers compassionate, important word right there, compassionate, low-cost loan alternatives to predatory lending practices aiming to bridge the racial wealth gap and support economic justice initiatives. With over 2 decades of experience in the nonprofit sector and international business, having spent 20 years living in Asia, Singapore, and Thailand, as I said, just flew in, where he served as a regional director for British Defense and Aerospace Corporation in Western Asia Pacific region, and as a telecoms entrepreneur. I want to have you break that down for us, Frank. Telecoms entrepreneur. That sounds so kind of sexy, He founded the United Chemcon Corporation, the defense products manufacturing company, which grew to become listed as one of America's top 100 Black-owned businesses, listed in Black Enterprise magazine. Mr. Crump has focused on addressing systematic racism as a steadfast advocate for communities of color and those who have been marginalized. His work encompasses championing debt relief for Black farmers and providing life skills education for younger generations, including Gen Z and Gen Alpha. See, I didn't even know Gen Alpha existed. You just taught me something, Frank.
Yes.
Gen Alpha. Boy, I tell you, they come up with more names.
They do.
Crump's commitment to financial empowerment and community development has been recognized on various platforms. Notably, He was featured speaker at the 2025 World Economic Forum, Davos, Switzerland, where he discussed strategies to build trust in financial systems. In September of 2025, Mr. Crump consummated an agreement in Asia with the Singapore Institute for Financial Literacy, which will allow UPI Loan Fund to bring Singapore's renowned financial literacy programs modules to the United States in support of training children starting at the age of 3, youth, families, teachers, and marginalized communities. Wow, Frank, how do you do it all?
You put me to sleep with all of that.
I can jump in and tell you how he does it, just a little bit, from low key to high frequency. I don't know what low key is about anything that Mr. Crump does, but it's absolutely high frequency.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, he is an Aries, so he's gonna be first to climb the mountain. And then when he gets up there on the mountain, he's gonna look down at you and tell you what's taking you so long.
With my water bottle in hand.
Yeah, to get up here, y'all need to hurry it up. You got things to do.
I'll help you. Let's believe that. If I will certainly try to help you up as well.
Yeah, we're working on this compassion, though. It's tough on the compassion side. We got to work on that compassion, Frank. Folks be slow getting up that hill sometime. Anyway, so as you see it, Brother Frank, what are the main economic challenges facing our world and society today?
Oh, wow, that's a big question, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's a big one.
In this day and age,
Yeah.
I think, for decades, we've basically been looking for someone to try and come and help us to solve our economic circumstances and situations. And I think that at the end of the day, it's really going to be a result of us as individuals, us as communities coming together, where we organize ourselves, kind of the same things you're talking about in your book, Safeer. You're creating a co-op village. It takes the same types of things where the communities come together, they organize, excuse me, they educate, they invest in themselves, they invest in the people within their communities, they build institutions within those communities that can then help them to provide for the forthcoming generations. We haven't done that as a people. I speak in terms of Black people. We haven't done that here in America, and it's very much needed. We can't wait any more decades for somebody to come and save us. We have to save ourselves. I kind of tell a story between the people I work with in my groups, a story that goes very quickly. If we were all on a ship and we got shipwrecked on a desolate island, what would we do? We'd find out on that ship who knows how to cook, who can hunt, who can fish, who can help build some housing.
That's right.
Care of the kids. We would find within ourselves what it would take for us to survive on that island. And there wouldn't be any compunction in terms of anybody having their egos stretched out. We'd all be working and pulling together.
You got that right.
Got that right. Yes.
I think that is the key, the initial key that we have to begin to, as a people and as a country overall, realize here in America, realize that we must begin to work together. If we don't do that, we're going to have more chaos, we're going to have more problems, and we're going to have no one to blame but ourselves.
Exactly. You got that right.
You got that right.
Thanks for promoting my book, Frank.
Wow.
Creating a Co-op Village. By the way, okay, Sister Nkaassaa, you got the book over there too, huh? Okay.
Yes.
Right. Now, and Frank got the book too. Well, hey, that's because Frank wrote the forward to the book.
Yeah, it was my
which coincidentally has to be is entitled A New Economic Model, which is what we're talking about today. So let's jump on in there. What is the, I know you came from Singapore to save the African American community from itself. But we appreciate we appreciate you for that. So the new economic, how does UPI Loan Fund and Global Village, our co-op that we're doing, tie into this new economic model from your point of view?
Well, from the point of view with UPI Loan Fund, I can speak specifically there. What we're doing is bringing together the pieces of the puzzle that I alluded to, which are corporations, entrepreneurs. We're forming strategic partnerships. We're looking internally to partner with specific people that are basically handpicked. We're not just going out and grabbing everybody and bringing them in, because that won't work. You have to be specific with what you're doing and do it with intention. And so we're doing that. We're formulating partnerships with entities that are involved in law, that are involved in housing, that are involved in NIL, the name, image, and likeness that's going on now with our youth and students. We're looking in areas of manufacturing and so on, training, life skills training, financial literacy training, as you just mentioned, with the relationship that we were able to develop in Singapore. Singapore has a financial literacy training program that they developed about 20 years ago. And that program has made about 80% of their population financially literate. It's one of the most renowned financial literacy training programs in the world, I might add. And they start actually training their kids financial literacy at age 3.
Wow.
Plans and ways.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You got to start them off early. Same thing with sports. You got to start them off early.
That's correct. So we have the opportunity now to take their program and bring that here to the United States as well. Beautiful. So it's those kind of strategic relationships, both here in country and abroad, as you can see, that I'm trying to take the best of what I've seen, the best of what I know, the best of the people that we have, and bringing them all together. And the best part, Safeer, is all of these people come with the same mindset. So we don't have ego problems. Everybody leaves their ego at the door. They take it and sit on it, put it in their back pocket and sit on it. It's a fantastic relationship that we're developing.
That's beautiful.
So
it's beautiful. Sister Nkaassaa, do you have some questions for Brother Frank?
Oh, yes. Well, being one of those representatives of the person of the African diaspora, where does the individual begin in the financial literacy inroad with the UPI, if they are connected, or does the literacy come first and then they are partnered into another aspect of things that you're compiling?
Well, as again, you're both asking very good questions. How did I get to this financial literacy piece would be the better question, I think, because if I can answer that, we started doing a life skills training program back in 2004. Wow. And that was precipitated by my involvement in working with Jim Brown, great Jim Brown, with the Cleveland Browns, which Jim had his own life skills curriculum called the AmeriCam program. Okay. And when I left to go overseas to become an international businessman, Jim and I literally sat at his dining room table and we signed an agreement that one day I would come back. I thought I'd be back in 3 to 5 years, that I would come back and we would work together for the development of our people. Jim said he was going to start something in the grassroots. At that time, as we sat at the table, he didn't know exactly what, but it turned out he started the AmeriCam program, taking his life skills curriculum into the city, inner city, into the prisons, etc. I came back to keep my promise to Jim, but it wasn't 3 to 5 years later. It was 20 plus years later. I got over.
Well, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Hey, you're making moves.
But I ended up living in Asia for more than 20 years. But as I said, I came back and kept my word and my promise to Jim, and I became the number 2 guy in the AmeriCam program. we were doing that I did that with Jim for about a year. And then actually I was in a prison at one time, sitting next to a warden for a graduation for American.
You were you were visiting, huh?
No. I was working. I was visiting.
You wasn't an inmate, were you?
Not at that time. No.
Not at that time. My mother used to say you haven't lived until you've gone to jail at least one time.
Oh man. But I was sitting there next to the warden for a graduation with students, Black, white, Latino, grown men. Mm-hmm. And what hit me was when some of these students, they were all hugging each other and happy and excited. When they got up to the podium to talk, they were telling stories on how they hated each other when the class first began. The blacks sat at one side, the Latinos in another, the whites in another. And now they're all brotherly love here. Well, when I got up to speak, it took everything in me to hold back the tears. My mouth was quivering. I mean, the emotion, if you can imagine, was just unbelievable. And after that, I was talking with some of the guys, and they said, I wish I had this life skills curriculum, this American life skills curriculum when I was young. One guy said, I wouldn't be in here now for life. So I went back to Jim, and I said, Jim, I told him what happened. And I said, Jim, your curriculum should be taught in every school in this country. And he said, you're right, Frank, but we need to stay on the other side of the fence as well. Where he's talking about going into the community itself, going into the prisons. I said, yeah, but we need to be proactive, not reactive. We need to catch them before they become gang members, before they get locked up. And again, he agreed with me, but still felt there was that side. So I ended up leaving American and starting my own life skills curriculum in 2004. We ran that for 18 years. Curriculum was taught in schools as an accredited class. We had 6-week and 8-week summer camps. Rod Ambrose here was one of the key people to support what we were doing in our training. Brother Ghazi is another one. Brother Ghazi now has become an international speaker.
I know Brother Ghazi, yeah.
Well, Ghazi was a young guy working with us at that time. Yeah, so we're kind of mentoring him along, if you will.
Good brother.
So that was the basis, which then led me to understand about financial literacy. Because I began to realize we're teaching life skills and giving people an opportunity to get their heads squared and heads on properly. But now when they're ready to go out and start a business or do something on their own, financially, they didn't have the credentials, and certainly they didn't have the opportunity to get good funding from the local banks, if you will, or the credit unions in that, in many cases. And I'm talking around the country in that sense. Right. So that's how I knew financial literacy was important, and that's why we began to address it internally within UPI Loan Fund. Long answer, but that's how it came about.
No, I hear you, breaking barriers with financial literacy. Absolutely. Do you have a question?
Yeah. So what do you see as the role of government
Did he
in
pause
this whole
on me?
situation? Frank.
I think that government certainly has.
Frozen or are we here?
We hear you.
We're here.
You're frozen.
You're there. Now you're frozen. But anyway, keep on talking, Frank.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think government certainly has an important role to play. But government, they can't create prosperity for everyone. So we need to move from dependency to sustainability. Economic development should, as I said earlier, it's got to be designed by the people who live in the communities. Government can be an adjunct to support it. Our banks, our credit unions, our corporations, our individual with money must begin to invest. We have to do this on our own, with government being the backstop, but not the front player. And it's tried to be the front player for too many times, and it's created dependency on people where they become dependent on the government. I think kind of reverse throw them in the back to support but let the people develop and determine what their communities, what their individual communities need. And let's support that. Let's support
Right.
that. So I might also say, Safeer, that when we talk about the NIL thing, that's huge now. The name,
Yeah.
image, and likeness.
Name, image, and likeness. Okay, that's these college athletes and the professional athletes. Now it's the college. Now they've passed it on to the college athletes.
Actually, it even goes beyond that. It goes to students that are in high school, middle
Wow.
school, and
Wow.
not even some that are even younger.
Oh, that's
It's
crazy. That's
it,
crazy.
it is. That's the world we're in and we're living in now.
Explain to us what that is first.
Well, there's a fellow ball player named Ed O'Banion. Ed, as the story goes, he was a superstar basketball player, and he was at a
Wow.
friend's house one day, and the friend's kids were in another room playing a video game. Ed
Mm.
goes into the room and sees the video game and realizes that one of the players that's on that game is him. It's his likeness. And he said, "These guys make this video game. They're selling them. They're making money. They're using us, we athletes, in
Mm.
games, and we're not making a dime." So Ed took
Wow.
that to court.
Yeah, that's deep when you go to internet and you see your image on the internet and you wonder, how did I get there? It's like my music. One day I saw one of my albums on Amazon and I didn't put it there. I was like, okay, someone's selling my music. So these kinds of things go on. So how do we protect ourselves, right?
Well, this name and image and likeness, because of Ed O'Banion, and also a good friend of mine, Ray Ellis, who lives
Mm-hmm.
here in Arizona. Ray Ellis was also a plaintiff in that case.
Uh-huh.
So they went to court, and ultimately, after years and years, they prevailed. And so now
Mm.
the law says that the colleges must, in fact, pay these college students, and the college students can also get paid through sponsorship, through their name and branding, any way that their name, their image, and their likeness is going to be used by anyone. Those anyones must pay them. So what's happening now? I'll give you an example of what has happened. There's one student, young student. He received a couple of different contracts, but let's say they totaled about $4 million. He
Mm.
then goes out and buys his mother a house for $2 million.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Didn't realize that on that $4 million he has to pay taxes. No
Mm.
taxes had been paid
Ouch. Ouch.
because of financial literacy.
Serious wake up call there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then the 1099 comes. He's got to pay 30%, 35%, whatever, on monies he's already spent,
Wow.
including a $2 million home.
Mm.
And on top of that, I might add, which is horrendous, if the three of us were agents in the NFL caps how much we can make from our players on their salaries at 3%. Now, we can make more on their endorsements. We can negotiate that with the player. But on their salary, it's 3%. Today, our youth, predominantly, I assure you, Black student athletes, today they are being picked up by agents. These agents are charging and taking 15 to 20% of their earnings of what they make
Wow.
off the top.
Wow.
Come on. Come on.
That's too deep.
So what we've done with regards to that, right?
Yes.
Currently, the UPI Loan Fund, we're going through a transition. We just finished a 5-year pilot program whereby we were testing being a lender in the marketplace. We came into this marketplace so that we could replace or be an alternative, if you will, to people having to go to get a payday loan or a title loan.
Okay.
We provide low, reasonable interest rates and we've been providing loans for people throughout. This whole process has been distilled in our 5-year pilot. Now we realize we're going to take this to the next level.
Mm.
We're currently doing a $60 million raise of capital so that we can deploy that capital in a much bigger market, if you will. We're also currently redoing our entire website. So if anyone goes to our website, they see that we have up now. That will tell a story, but when we have our new one up, it will tell the entire story.
And so what is that? What's that web address?
Web address is UPI Loan Fund, FUND, .us.
UPI loanfund.us.
That's correct.
Okay, beautiful. So you're in a transition mode right now, shifting to another reality.
Yes. In that reality, it will include the NIL piece, which I think is important for me to give you some insight on.
Because that ties into what we're talking about today, how to create individual and community wealth. Because if we make those kinds of errors or create those kind of lessons as individuals, it's going to impact the community in a negative way. So we don't want that to happen. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. So go ahead, Frank.
And Safeer, we don't want our children to be getting ripped off at 15 to 20% of what they're earning.
Exactly.
Image and likeness. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if we as a people don't take care of our own children in that regard, then we're at fault.
Mhm.
And by the way, this is not just African American people. These are children of all ethnic groups that are being affected by this.
That's correct.
You know,
Got that right.
white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. So
Yeah.
anybody who's an athlete, I hope you're listening out there, because this is relevant to your reality if you're in that situation where, you know, people are using your image. So go ahead, Frank.
Well, as I said to Safeer, I said, what we do at UPI Loan Fund, we do with knowledge, we do with intention, and we do it with conviction, and we look for the right people that are in the same wavelength. Thank you, my dear. On the same wavelength that we're on, right?
Yes.
So what we've done is we began to bring together some of the people that are from the old school, some of the people that are from the current school, and some of the people that have had the experience, like Ed O'Banion, if you will. When I say old school, I'm talking about a gentleman by the name of Mr. John Wooten.
John Wooten. Okay.
Wooten. John Wooten, used to play football in the NFL with the Browns, and he and Jim Brown became very, very, very good friends for life.
Okay.
So John is the man that, you remember the picture, the iconic picture when Muhammad Ali decided he wasn't going to go into
Yeah, Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah, that's a classic.
Yes, Bill Russell was in there as well.
Yeah, Bill Russell.
That picture is a classic. Well, the man that put all those people together at Jim's request was John Wooten. John's the one that contacted every one of them and told them, be here at such and such time.
Wow.
If you see that picture, you mentioned Kareem, and I know your dad and Kareem's dad were buddies.
Yeah, we got a connection. We grew up in New York in the same neighborhood, Kareem and I. And my dad's best friend was Kareem's dad's best friend in the 761st Tank Battalion, the first African-American tank battalion in World War II. They got a presidential citation 30 years later from Jimmy Carter, President Jimmy Carter. So yeah, we have a connection.
Well, the man standing behind Kareem in that picture, that's John Wooten.
Okay.
So John Wooten,
he's a bad boy.
Yes, he is. If you've heard of the Rooney Rule in the NFL, the Rooney Rule was comprised and put together by John Wooten, Johnny Cochran, and then another very, very good lawyer by the name of Cyrus Merry. Those three, Cyrus and Johnny, they basically drafted the agreement, as John tells me, and then John brought it to the then commissioner of the NFL, Mr. Rooney. Mr. Rooney adopted it, but what this whole thing was about that John and Cyrus and Cochran put together was to tell the NFL owners that when they are looking for new coaches, they must interview black coaches as well, because they were not doing that at all. They just overlooking them entirely. And so Rooney accepted that, and it became known as the Rooney Rule.
Ah,
He
okay.
was very instrumental in that as well. So John's been very instrumental in a lot of things happening in the NFL, if you will.
Beautiful.
John has agreed to become the honorary chairman of the board for the UPI Loan Fund Board of Advisors.
All right.
So from the historical point, we've got John there. From the historical point, we have Ray Ellis, who I mentioned. Ray Ellis he grew up in Canton, Ohio. He and a good friend of his, Charlie Weatherspoon,
Mm-hmm.
brother was one of the first round draft pick in the NBA at one time. Charlie was from what they hear, they tell me was a smart guy, and I believe it because I know Charlie. He ended up going to Yale, which played football at Yale. But Ray Ellis ended up going to Ohio State. He was co-captain of the team at Ohio State, and on the defensive side. And then he played with the Eagles and the Cleveland Browns.
Nice.
He is a part of the Ed O'Banion case that I told you. Looking at these kids with his playing the video game, and there's Ed with his likeness. Right. So Ed and Ray and others were part of that monumental, court case, whereby today NIL is all based on what they did. Wow. Bottom line. So Ray is a part of our team. We also have a young lady. Her name is Tanya Hughes. We're talking about books. This is her book.
Oh,
okay.
Great.
Suddenly CEO, okay.
And she went to University of Arizona herself. She was a high jumper.
All right.
She was, I think, at least three-time NCAA champion in the high jump. She was at one year, she was NCAA Woman of the Year. Wow. And she was an Olympian.
Wow.
She's going through all of this. Ray Ellis has gone through this, right? And so she now is very big, this suddenly CEO, referring to our students.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Black, blue, brown, green, yellow, doesn't matter. Athlete students are suddenly finding themselves to be the CEO of their own company.
Yes.
Keep talking, Frank, to Sister Nkaassaa. I'm going to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Yes, right. I'm listening. Trust me. We see a lot of female athletes that are definitely doing what you're saying, becoming CEOs. Please continue, Mr. Crump.
Yeah. So Tanya's great work in this book that she has put together here is actually a guide for the students and for the parents and for anyone that's involved in sports, for that matter. Excellent book.
Yes.
The CEO is Tanya Hughes.
Tanya Hughes. I have that written down. Amazon ready.
There you go. So Tanya's part of our team. Another person I'll mention as well that's part of this team is Kevin Jordan, another former athlete.
Kevin Gordon.
Jordan, like Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Michael Jordan, okay.
Yeah. Now, Kevin
related to Michael?
I don't think so. I don't think so. You never know. But Kevin has put together a mental fitness app.
Mental fitness hat? You said hat.
App. Like
app. Okay, I said app. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna say mental fitness hat. That would be cool, you know. That's what these football players need. They need one of those kind of hats.
Yeah. Kevin's app, his company is called Max, MAXXX.
Okay.
Go to your app store, and you can look up the MAXXX app that he has. Kevin's background is he ran what do I want to call them, physical therapy houses, where people can go if you needed some help, physical.
Right.
All right.
Can you give us that name again?
It's Max, his company.
for the app.
Okay, it's MAXXX.
We'll put it on the screen so people can
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate that. But back to Kevin. So he ran these, places for people to come in and get, if they had some physical, mental issues to deal with.
So let me make sure we get it. MAXX.
X, 3 X's.
3 X's.
Yeah.
And then what?
That's it.
That's the name of the app?
That's the name of the app.
Okay. All right, how do we access it? Is it available to be accessed now or no?
Yes, it is. So you go to your app store and whatever app store you're using, go through there and simply ask, look it up.
Very good.
His name is Kevin Jordan, Jordan.
Kevin Jordan.
Tanya's name is Tanya Hughes, Tanyahughes, and that's she's the one.
You can type it in the chat section on the screen if you want. Do that too.
I can't do that and talk to you as well.
Oh well, I guess I'll have to do all the talking, Frank.
You got that right.
You got that. I do see it on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. It's
maybe Sister Nkaassaa can do it while you're talking.
You got that right.
Yeah. So we're multifaceted, multi-talented people. So go ahead, continue, Frank.
Well, on this piece, I'll wrap that up. That I'm just denoting and showing you what we've put together internally and the caliber of people that we've put together.
So UPI Loan Fund is really bringing together a lot of different pieces.
Yes.
In the community. And you've got a big advisory board and other companies that are connected to this overall operation. Is that correct? Because I'm one of the companies. I know Global Village Co-op is one of the companies. Yep. And there's 24 other companies that's involved as well?
At least that.
And I'm on the advisory board, and I know there's other people like you mentioned on the advisory board and all that. So this is all good stuff. We're just spreading it all out across the country and around the world.
Yeah. And these are our strategic partners we're referring to, which I'm not just talking about what I think needs to be done. These are things that we are actually doing as we speak. Right. One other name that I'll share with you that's a part of what we're doing is Kim Brown. And that's Jim Brown's eldest daughter. And she's also an activist.
Okay.
So we have Kim involved with us as well. So we're putting together a cadre of good people, which this will grow. It's going to expand. As you said, Safeer, we've got 25 plus companies already as strategic partners.
Right.
Those 25 companies were put together during our 5-year pilot program.
Mm-hmm.
We easily have 250 companies right now. We could have 2,000 companies right now. And that's the kind of expansion that I anticipate.
Well, let's go into the history for a quick minute in terms of how the UPI Loan Fund evolved.
Well, it goes back to, we were doing the life skills curriculum, the UPI, it was called Unified Progress International Education. Mm-hmm. And that's another website, or you can just Google Unified Progress International Education. It's another 501c3 nonprofit. And that's where we were doing and providing our life skills curriculum that I spoke of.
Right.
And we did that for 18 years. One day, there was another group Safeer was a part of that we had put together of a number of people. This group was put together for this reason. I'm sure all of us have gone to meetings or seminars. They say, come here, we're going to talk about what we can do. We're going to have a town hall meeting. Let's solve some of these problems. Everybody comes to the meeting that day, afternoon, or evening. And then 2 days later, it's as if nothing had ever happened. Right. So I went to one of those situations. And then I said to myself, this is crazy. So I contacted a number of leaders in the Arizona area, since I'm housed here in Arizona. And I brought together a number of people. Within that became a group. That group of people, there's a gentleman in there, a Jewish fella, who one day came up to me and said, Frank, we Jews do something I think would be good for African Americans. I said, what is that? He said, I don't want to tell you. I want to show you. What does it have to do with? He said, finance. So I grabbed a couple of people from our group that were keen in finance, and he brought us to meet with the executive director for the Jewish Free Loan. Excuse me, here in Arizona.
Yeah, Jewish interest-free loan program.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the Jewish Free Loan Program, headed up by their executive director, she in fact showed and told us what they had done. They had been around now, believe it or not, they've probably been around for like 70 years now.
Wow.
They're national in scope. They're international in scope. And what do? They were founded by, the story I hear, there were several gentlemen that said one day, let's put some money into this pot. We're talking back in like the 1800s. Let's put money in this pot to help any Jewish person who had financial difficulty. You can Google all of this for the story.
Right.
And then they would then let the Jewish person get a loan from them and pay it back, but interest free. You did not have to, you were not charged any interest. Now, this is keeping with the Jewish religion, where no use, the Muslim religion, same way.
Right. No usury, no compound interest on money.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
And so with that in mind, she said, Frank, would you like to do something like this? And I said, most definitely, because I saw it as a link where we had been getting people's heads screwed on properly. Now, if we could provide them with the capital that I said is not available to them, or it is at a very high cost,
right?
If we could do that, that would be great.
Yeah, because these payday loans are ridiculous.
Well, they end up charging you 200 to 300% in interest and fees.
Yeah,
and
that keeps you poor.
Yes, indebted.
Indebted, exactly.
That's the intent.
Yes,
obviously.
So, but that's how we decided to start UPL. Now I said we have to charge some interest in order to be able to develop and keep things going on our side. But we also make some interest-free loans as well.
Right. And just we're talking about people of color as opposed to just Jewish people.
No, well, 60% of our loans, by way of our definition with becoming a CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution, we proposed to them, and it's been accepted as such, 60% of our loans go to people of color. The other 40% of our loans are for any and everybody.
Okay, that's a good distinction. We need to clarify, because my associate producer sitting next to me here, Engineer Dave, he's not considered a person of color, so I want to make sure he can qualify for the loan. If he wants one.
So at the UPI Loan Fund, we're not trying to just become a lender. That's not our thing.
Right.
We're building the ecosystem, as I think you can see from what we've been discussing and describing today, where education, access to capital, strategic partnerships, community development, where they all come and work together. When all of these pieces come together, that's when you can have a community that becomes supportive of itself, defines itself, and the families, they don't just survive, they're now able to be in a position where they can begin to thrive. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say anything.
We at UPI Loan Fund, where the banks will ask, what do you own when you go to ask them for a loan? We ask, what can you become? Big difference.
And break that down for us psychologically.
Well, when you go to the bank, they're going to ask, what do you have for collateral? You have a house, you have a car, you have money in the bank. If you don't have these things, you need a loan. Why do you need a loan? Because you need some money for something. But they then say, well, if you don't have all of this other stuff, we're not giving you the loan. They have their rules and regulations.
Right.
And a lot of that was set up pretty much like the redlining was set up.
Redlining, yeah. And redlining, explain that for a minute.
Redlining back in the day And again, you can Google these things that I'm referring to. But redlining was when the powers that be would look at a map. In fact, some of this has been happening in recent months.
Yes.
Try to change the map. And they
Yes.
draw a red line and they say on this side, that's where back in the day, that's where the black people were living.
Right.
And on the other side, this is where the white people were living.
Now they use zip code.
Yeah.
Zip code.
So it was, social design, social determination.
Right.
And if our country would only work together and stop trying to divide everybody, or if we all became smart enough to realize that this is just a game that's being played on the people.
Right.
Because if you're black, blue, brown, green, or yellow, the game is being played on us.
That's right.
It's when we decide and realize that that's a truth and a fact and a reality, and we come together as a people overall, like we do when we go to a sporting event.
Right.
Or concert.
Or concert. If we took that same energy,
That's
that
right.
same likeness when we're in there and kept that entirely, can you imagine where this country would be?
Amen, brother.
I want to jump in with a question, Mr. Crump. I
Yes.
think I heard you say something in regards to $60 million capital fundraising.
Yes.
And if so, how could one get into potentially, if it's a place to do so, to invest or to be a part of that success measure?
Yes.
I hope I'm on the right page.
The new website, in fact, will have information where people who are interested in investing, donating, providing grants. And my big thing, this whole idea was not just something we just came up with. The NIL piece is new. But the idea of the UPI loan fund, as I described, going in and meeting with the Jewish free loan people.
Yes.
That Jewish free loan entity in conversation was good because it served as an impetus. But the idea of all of this started back in 1978, 1979.
Right.
If you go to our current website, upiloanfund.us,
yes,
go to the videos that are there. You'll see some videos there that are dated like 1980, 1982.
Okay.
With me and some of my partners on TV talking about exactly what you and I are talking about today.
Okay.
So we're not new at coming at this. We're that's how many years ago? 47, 48 years ago?
More years than we want to remember.
Yeah. No, well, I remember every bit of it.
Almost Nick years, right?
I got selective amnesia. I don't remember nothing.
We're gonna call it the Nick years. 73 forward. It took that long to make it happen again. That's us.
Yeah,
Make it happen again.
Diamonds are made under pressure. So.
Now you got that right.
So
definitely got that right.
Therein, I think, when you look at the direction that UPI Loan Fund is going in, I think that what we're doing, and I say this in all humbleness, I believe that what we're doing is ordained.
Yes.
For it to have laughs and started 47 years ago, as those videos will show, if you go to that website. So the proof is in the pudding, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you see, we started something 47 years ago, it's going full circle, and we're back at it today. 47 years ago, we were talking about bringing together our top Black athletes and entertainers under one roof.
Yes.
Right
And
on.
bringing them in as investors and putting their money so that we could begin to lend it out to our people so that they then could have some economic uplift.
Right.
Absolutely. We've got the money. It's not like we broke.
Well,
Yeah.
We just have to direct it into the right place.
Yeah.
And what you're saying makes sense.
Yes. Community inclusion.
The Jewish people do this.
Yes.
The
Absolutely.
Korean people do this.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
Chinese and Japanese and white people do this.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So that's why 47 years ago we thought about us doing it.
That's right. To
Exactly.
make the world a better place. There's some, it's like you
And
said,
the timing couldn't be more better right now, with the state
yes.
of the economy and the state of the world. I
Yes.
think this is something that's right on time, along with co-op economic development and teaching cooperative economics.
Mm,
Yes. As Mr. Crump said in a forward about, being sustainable. We have no more time
Yes.
for unsustainability.
yeah.
Plugging the book again. Gotta get the book. Gotta get the book. It's in
Gotta
here.
get the book.
Gotta get the book. It's in
Creating
here.
a co-op village. That's right. Plug, plug,
Yes.
plug.
Yeah.
Which
Plug the
was
book. Plug the book. Creating a co-op village. That's right.
And that's why you and I are so much in tune, Safeer, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Before you
Absolutely.
even wrote this book, right?
Absolute.
And that's what
Absolutely.
we're talking about. We all, black, blue, brown, green, or yellow, because colors don't matter. We're all people. We're all
yes.
the same. We've
That's
allowed
right.
ourselves to be divided. We've
Yeah,
allowed
Deborah.
ourselves.
that's
Yeah.
right. I have a buddy of mine used to wrote an article called "People Beneath the Skin." when
That's
you
great.
look at when you look at people beneath the skin, it ain't no different.
Yeah.
Different.
You know what I'm saying?
I got jokes just like
Same,
chicken.
same physiology and all that good stuff.
Yes.
So hey, financial literacy is really really key, and I think that with the image thing, NIL, name, image, and likeness. I think that's
Mhm.
really, really important. We're going to be in our second hour. We come back the top of the second hour at 4 o'clock. We'll have Bert on, who was our producer and host of a segment called Sports of All Sorts. Yeah, that's a fun segment. So I don't know what he's going to talk about today, but we'll bring him in at around 4 o'clock our time here, and see what he has to say about NIL, name, image, and likeness, because I'm sure he's definitely on top of that one. You know? So, Sister Nkaassaa, do you have any other questions before we go to that? We're
Wow,
going to be
man.
going in about 6 minutes
All right.
to top of the hour.
I have a lot of them, but Mr. Crump answered so many. I'll just put some out there that he already answered, like the importance of recycling money. Another question was, what vision do you have or want the co-op vision to obtain? What is the number one economic challenge? But he went through so many nuances. He answered so much of this.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Well, we haven't touched.
what are,
We haven't touched on housing development.
right.
Because,
What are our wealth blockages?
yeah, affordable housing. Yeah, that's
Yes.
a huge piece. Is there anything that UPI Loan Fund is doing in terms of affordable housing?
Yes.
We know about the interest-free loan and low interest loans and all that.
Yes.
What
Tiny
other
home
things?
loans.
Helping people get into affordable housing.
We have two of our strategic partners. One is James Smith out of Chicago. He has a company called SOW Modular for
Oh.
building modular homes. Another partner of ours is Mambu Sherman. He has a company called Kelp.
Mambo, you mean like Mambo?
I say Mambo, I meant Mambu. I'm sorry. So
Oh,
it's
Mambo.
Okay. I did write Mambu, but
I
I
did agree with Mambo.
wasn't talking about the snake.
Yeah.
I heard it. You didn't say Mamba.
I'm a musician, so I love the mambo. I'd do a mambo in a minute.
when Mambu and I first met, I
Okay.
kept saying Mambo because I like Mambo number 5 kept coming out.
I had a musician friend, man, and it was too funny. His name is Doomy
Oh my goodness.
Baby.
from South Africa. Doomy,
Right.
And every time I see him, I say, "Do me, baby, do me."
Yeah, well, Mambu is the correct name. Mambu Sherman.
Okay.
Mambu Sherman.
Yes.
That's a
Mambu
wonderful
Sherman.
name.
Okay, that's cool.
But you say you're going to break, so am I going to be
in a little bit, about 4 minutes? Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
about
you
4
got
minutes before we go to break. You know, let me just simply laughing about names. I had another friend of mine, a musician friend. His name, I'm not joking. His name is Less is More.
less is more. All right. Less is
Less
more.
is more, right?
Mhm.
No, less is more, right?
Less
and
is
so,
more. That's
and so I joke with him. I say, what's your brother's name? More or less? Less is more and more or less. Okay.
But I
But
think you still have more time to plug Mambu because you
yeah,
said SW
we'll come back.
module.
all right.
Also, Frank, we've got our guys hopefully coming in. Also, a little after 4, after the sports of all sorts, Danny and AJ in Canada. I know last time he was in Egypt. These guys are creating or actually created a cooperatively owned version of Uber or Lyft, with the drivers actually own the company, which is a beautiful thing based on the model of Global Village and what we're doing with co-ops in general. A lot of people don't know a lot about co-ops, and most people will know that about credit unions, but they don't know that credit unions are co-ops. Very few people really know that. So I'm just throwing that out there. We might have them chiming in from wherever they are. You know, they're globetrotters, but we'll see if we can patch them in here soon. And,
That'd be great.
After the hour, you know. I sent him an invitation to tell him that you was going to be on the show. We're going to be cutting it up. And, you know, they said, hey, can we be on the show? I said, well, let's see if we can work something out, you know. So real quick before we go to that top of the hour break, we're kind of leading into that compassionate lending, man. Could you elaborate a little bit more on the compassionate lending and what that means?
Well, I mean, again, in a nutshell, it's the difference between what do you have when you come to a bank and ask for a loan, and they ask you, what do you have for collateral? You know, they're looking at that versus coming to someone that's dealing in compassionate lending and talking about what is it that you could possibly be. They look at you in terms of what you can possibly be. What we've done with compassionate lending, though, we're working that through the churches as well as local organizations.
So faith-based organizations, not just churches, but
faith-based, yes.
All faith-based.
But in particular, when we were doing our pilot program during that 5-year period, we piloted a church. Because, you know, people in the church, they'll go to ask the minister for a loan at church. They need some money. And says, okay, but they never get paid back most times.
Right.
That's a problem. So what we've done is we've gone to the church and we said, all right, you've got this amount of money that you use and set aside for your parishioners when they're in debt. We'll hold that money for you. When they come to you for a loan or what have you, send them to UPI Loan Fund. They can fill out an application. We can take and walk them through it. And then you decide if we should give them a loan from your money or not.
Oh,
makes sense.
Structured now.
Makes sense. We'll leave it right there, and we're going to go to our top of the hour intermission. And when we come back, we're going to really have some fun.
All right.
Thanks. Hang tight, Frank and Nkaassaa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
find the truth now. You standing on solid ground. Well, how the trials of life come to challenge you and me. Wisdom and enlightenment are the wings that set us free. Wings that set us free. Set us free. Free. Oh, now come on, set us free. Wings that set us free. Inside the atom, prove that we are one. Stardust from the sun, divine union. Inside the atom, prove that we are one. Stardust from the sun, divine union. Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
You and I have 100% agreement rating, and that's because no matter what you or I do, we're gonna always say you got that right. You and I live in a judgment-free zone, and we're getting ready to spread that.
Hey, welcome back to You Got That Right.
The planet with the universal understanding that
We're in a
peace is more
judgment-free
important than
zone,
being
Frank.
right about anything. We can always disagree, but we never
And we can always
have to be
disagree, but we do
disagreeable.
not have to be
Simply respecting
disagreeable.
each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every
Can you
moment.
handle that?
Got that right.
All right.
Got that right.
Hey, got that right.
We be partying over here.
Right
So
here.
we got our sports of all sorts guy on the line here, Brother Bert.
Hey,
What's up,
how's
brother?
everyone doing this Sunday?
Very
How's everyone
good.
doing?
Hey,
Back to be back on this week with sports of all sorts.
Yeah, man. We've been
Right.
talking a little bit about sports earlier in the hour. Did you hear us talking about sports?
No, I didn't. What were we on?
Oh man, we was on some deep stuff. We was talking about the
yes.
you know what NIL is?
Yeah, I sure do. I most definitely do.
Ah, okay. So Frank was just our meet Frank Crump, our guest
Yes.
for today.
How you doing, Frank?
The guys in Canada will be coming on in about 20-25 minutes. They got stuck in traffic in Toronto because of the FIFA soccer thing going on there, and there's some bad some tough traffic in Toronto, Canada.
I
So
bet
they
it's
said,
exciting out there.
yeah, they'll jump. At least one of them will jump on as soon as he can. But we were talking about the financial impact and how certain people are taking advantage of the athletes and charge them too much commission, and then these and the financial literacy aspect of it, where the kids or the young people are not really aware of how to handle the money when they get it. So give them a little prelude, Frank, and a little better than maybe what I just did, and we'll see what Bert thinks about all that. But before we do that, Bert, do you have anything that you want to specifically focus in on today?
I mean, we could go over with Frank, and then I have a few sports updates for this week or last week where
your sports
things were kind of
update.
busy.
Do your sports update first, and then we'll jump into the NIL thing.
Okay, nice. Last week, U.S. men's soccer team, they advanced to round 16 with a defeat over the Bosnia soccer team. They beat them 2-0. This is their first time ever advancing this far in the World Cup, so it's pretty exciting. Everybody's pretty excited about it.
All right, go U.S. team.
Right around the right time too. Right around Independence Day, you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice.
It wouldn't have been pretty if they had lost, huh?
Not at all. Hopefully they win this next one. They have this next one coming up. I believe the game is Tuesday. So they're in round 16, looking to move forward. Hopefully they can make it to that round of 8.
That's great.
Wow.
Great.
Just so you know, Frank is a diehard athlete himself.
Oh, nice. Which sport? What sports do you like, Frank?
I like them all for the most part. My main sport was basketball.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
He
Mine
could
as well.
He could dunk on you, man. Watch out.
Speaking of basketball, the season has ended, but there's a lot of action this week in free agency. The Lakers made some big moves out there. They brought in Utah's old center, Walker Kessler. They needed a big guy, 7-footer down there. They brought in some nice guards, Quentin Grimes, Colin Sexton, some nice 3-and-D guys that could get them some scoring on and off the bench.
All right.
And they finally traded DeAndre Ayton for Jaron Hardy. So he'll be another guy that they bring in. They pretty much overhauled the roster after the departure of LeBron James, after he announced earlier last week that he'll be moving forward from the Lakers and going into free agency and seeking a new destination.
So you think he's going to end up, like I suggested, back in Cleveland?
It's a high probability. Right now, the suitors for LeBron are the Miami Heat. There's a lot of talks about him going to Philadelphia with the 76ers, especially after that big trade that they made for Jaylen Brown.
He's not going to the Sixers. I don't believe that.
And then the Cavaliers, there's still some discussion about what James Harden is going to do. I think they're trying to straighten that out, but also kind of rein in LeBron as well. There's also talks of Bronny James possibly going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, they'd be using that as a ploy to try to reel LeBron in. If they could get his son, then they'd hope they could bring him back so they could play together as well.
Yeah, I think they already worked that out. Bronny and LeBron, I think they've already worked that out. That's the game plan. They just want to keep everybody in suspense for as long as they can.
Yep. Stay relevant in the top of headlines.
Yeah, they don't tell you what's really going on behind the scenes. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, well, it's about the money.
It's about the money.
Hey.
Spoken as a
whoever has the
most literacy guy.
Whoever has the highest deal on the board.
There you go.
The old saying that back in the day is still relevant today. Money talks and everything else walks.
Everything else walks. Yes, sir.
And the politicians say it's the economy, stupid.
That's right. Hey.
We see a brother Danny in the vehicle driving toward us here.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good.
You got caught in the fever traffic, huh? In Toronto.
It's madness. The games here ended a day ago, and all the fans are still on the streets, so it's been hell to get anywhere in the city. But I'm not complaining. It's cool.
All right. So where's your brother AJ hiding out today?
He will be joining about 15 minutes probably.
Okay. Well, we go off the air, and we only got about another 45 minutes to go.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
And I hope we can get him in before we go off the air, so to speak. Yeah.
For sure.
So how's your guys' holiday up in Toronto? Do you celebrate the 4th of July up there?
It was a big celebration the whole week. We started with Canada Day, and it definitely turned into a 4th of July celebration yesterday with all the Americans in town. It's been
a lot of Americans
it's been
in town,
fun.
Huh?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
fun.
That's beautiful, man, that we can have that cross the border kind of camaraderie, and in spite of certain people that might be talking bad about Canada, I don't want to name any names, but I think we all know who they are. So as far as I'm concerned, man, Canada is cool with me, and so is Mexico. We better stay friends with our cross the border folks if we know what's good for us.
That's it.
And
That's
that's
it.
my little you got that right moment.
Yeah.
Got that right.
You got that right.
You got that right.
Yeah. So Danny, you see, brother Frank. We just had a good hour with Frank, and say hi.
Danny, how you doing, man?
Awesome, Frank. Good to see you. How are you?
All right, I'm good. Good to see you again as well.
We were talking about financial literacy. You know anything about that, Danny?
I try to use more AI tools to, help me out with that sort of stuff.
Okay.
That's
How's
the
that?
new world we live in. I'd rather focus on that and somehow, when you use ChatGPT to create all kinds of P&Ls and whatnot,
Yeah,
it turns out pretty okay.
that's cool. Well, just so the listeners know that Danny, his partner AJ, who hopefully will join us before we go off the air, Frank and I, we're working on a strategic alliance to bring our different entities together to make the world a better place. And so, Danny, can you just tell them briefly about what you and AJ have put together up in Toronto and elsewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been the main project started about 14 years ago when AJ, and that was before I met him, stopped the Walmart from opening, and one of the most important neighborhoods in Toronto. That's all a small business based, and
so
with 4,000.
Walmart was wanting to move into a certain part of the city in Toronto, and you guys organized people against that. Is that bottom line?
Yep. They organized, yeah, absolutely. They organized the local community for 4,000 businesses. The CFIB, which is the Canadian equivalent of NFIB, National Federation with Independent Business, the local BID, and so on. And they had incredible, success. 50,000 people signed the petition. 4,000 businesses joined the group. And not only did they stop the Walmart, but they actually surveyed the businesses on their purchasing preferences, finding out what they buy, what products they buy for their business to run their business and to retail to their customers. And based on that, they created basically a group buying platform where those businesses could vote on their purchases. And whether it's food products or cleaning supplies.
So the bottom line, Danny, is you guys stopped Walmart from moving in to save the local businesses and to create a more efficient eco structure system within the city that would support small businesses and consumers and their right to shop with those small businesses. So you create a buyer's co-op, I understand, to help businesses buy products that they need in a group way as a co-op.
Exactly, and they could vote on the products. Once we reach 1,000 votes from 1,000 businesses on any type of product, then we would facilitate that purchase. And we on average we ended up saving them between 30 to 50% on their purchases versus going to Walmart or Costco or an Amazon. UPS was our distribution partner, so that worked amazingly because all we did was give them the orders, and they would distribute them. We did it with coffee, with LED light bulbs, cleaning supplies, all sorts.
Beautiful, man, beautiful. And so from that's the reason why you and I started talking through mutual friends in the co-op industry, and then I brought my partner Frank Crump into the mix to see how we can coalesce all this into something even more powerful than what you guys are doing. So from the buyer's co-op, you created also I just, for lack of better words, a co-op version of Uber and Lyft.
Absolutely.
Owned by the drivers, cooperatively owned by the drivers. So I couldn't think of a better situation than that, where because the drivers complain so much now one of my guys here, one of our producers drives part time for Lyft, and it's always problems. They're always shortchanging the drivers. So this way, the drivers are empowered because they own the company, and so they have access to the books. They know what's going on, and it's all transparent. That's a
They
beautiful
control
thing.
the prices.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
It's we like to think of it as a decentralized in a way, for
Yeah.
because every city has its own leadership, their own presidents, whether elected or appointed for a term, and they, there's a set of bylaws. That's something that obviously took us 2 years really to come up with. And I don't know if you can call it almost perfect, even because it's not. We're gonna still, keep on updating and such. But that allows us to really set the standards for who those leaders should be in every city, what responsibilities they carry, because I mean they have to be accountable to the members in their
Hmm.
city. Otherwise, they're not doing their job. And once a year, there's elections. There's uh, depending on the city, there's three or more spots. If it's a bigger city like LA and New York, there's a president of every borough or every county, and
Hmm.
it's their job.
That's beautiful.
And so far, so good.
All right, that's beautiful. We're gonna finish up. We're talking about NIL with our guy Bert, Sports of All Sorts. That says Sports of All Sorts on the screen. That's Bert. Uh,
How you doing, Danny?
Pleasure, Bert. Great to meet
yeah,
you.
we will just dive into that, and then at the bottom of the hour, we're going to introduce Sister Nkaassaa, Insights with Nkaassaa, at the bottom of the hour when we come back from a intermission kind of thing. So we got about maybe 8 minutes, I think, something like that, 9 minutes to delve into this NIL thing, and feel free to jump in, Dan, if you got any comments about that. Are you familiar with the NIL? Name, image, and likeness in sports. This big
I don't think I am.
controversy about using people's name, image, and likeness in sports and making money on it. Give them a brief overview on that, Frank, and then we'll let Bert chime in and what he thinks.
Sure. If I could, though, Sophia, let me just comment on what Danny was just talking about, giving an overview of what they've been doing in Toronto.
Okay.
What Danny just described, if we go back to what we talked about earlier, it's about the people coming together in the communities.
That's right.
We said that is the way that change will begin to take place.
We need to act like they act. We need to act like the Toronto people act. We need to start doing that here.
On top of that, what Danny said is they began to institutionalize this.
Right.
In the various communities, in the various boroughs, if you will. They come up with bylaws and how they're going to operate and function.
Absolutely.
These are all the things that we were talking about earlier in the first hour of your show today.
Amen. You got that right.
On the name, image, and likeness, I think that the NIL is probably one of the greatest opportunities for our young athletes. But it's also it's fraught with problems and issues, as we talked about earlier as well. Here, these young kids are now they have to deal with contracts, taxes, investments, agents, the whole 9 yards, branding, etc. And they're not prepared for this. As we said with Tanya's book that we came out, Suddenly CEO says it all. They are suddenly CEOs of their own companies, right?
Yeah, that's deep.
And so what and how they function, this is a great opportunity, but it could be one of the worst nightmares if it's not handled properly. So by handling it properly, we're talking about the fact that not only do the students need financial literacy education, the parents also need it. The agents need to have accountability, right? And so these things in place.
Give them that quick example, Frank, about the $2 million situation.
Yeah,
so Bert will have a better understanding of what you're saying.
Yeah, one student. I mean, because it's not just one company coming at them. A company might come because they want them to promote their shoes. Another company might come, they want them to promote their hat or their sunglasses or a candy bar. So you get 4 or 5 of these things going. This one kid, as an example, had $4 million put upon him when you add it all up. And what did he do? Like we all would want to do and all talk about. He went and bought his mother a house, but he bought her a $2 million house. He didn't pay any taxes because he didn't know he had to pay taxes on the money. He ends up getting a tax bill afterwards. He's already spent a bunch of the money. He put $2 million and bought a house for his mom for $2 million. Now, what is that going to cost in taxes alone each year, right?
So what do you think about? So what do you think about that, Bert?
I totally agree with Frank. Like, for so long, the college institutions had taken advantage of these kids by not even allowing them to gain access to this money that they were rightfully and deservedly owed. And so now that it's come into play, and this is the new landscape of college sports, you have all of these young athletes who, for most of them, they've probably been poor most of their life. There is no the education system does not teach financial literacy. That's not at the top of the priority. So they're already often just going into this thing blindsided. It should be something that should be implemented. Should be a financial literacy courses going into these big institutions, because this is they're playing pro sports before playing pro sports. Endorsements and NIL money within itself, just like Frank said.
Yeah, it's a pretty enticing. It's where a young kid never seen that kind of money before, they go crazy. So if they don't have some kind of guidance, they're in trouble.
And the agents there's just like Frank said, there's so much opportunity for agents and miscellaneous people around them to take advantage of them, with them not even knowing.
Exactly.
Right.
Bert, what we're doing at UPI Loan Fund is we are building a ecosystem, and part of that ecosystem includes NIL. And
Nice.
So we've got a cadre of people that been in sports, been involved, et cetera, in big ways over longevity and currently. So we are developing our own, and financial literacy included as well, to be able to address this issue. So fair.
That's great. And that goes to the point that what you were saying to Danny, it's taking a step to create the institution and the infrastructure together.
Yeah. So fair, if I might, prior to the break, you asked me about housing. You and Nkaassaa.
Yeah. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get that covered real quick.
Yes, I will. In Singapore, they developed their own housing, modular housing. And I lived in Asia more than 20 years. So I saw what was going on with that. I want to bring that back to the States. And as I say, this thing has been ordained. Who do we run into? James Smith in Chicago with his SOW modular homes. He's going to be building 10 factories around the country and then producing modular homes. These modular homes can be single family homes, or they can be stacked up to 20 stories, if you will. They can be used to create offices, etc. That's one of our strategic partners. The other one I mentioned, Mambu Sherman. Mambu Sherman at one time headed up, I think it was J.P. Morgan, their financial donation side of things.
Okay.
He then went to work with Robert Smith, the black billionaire, with the equity fund. Mambu now is on his own business, and it's called Kelp. He's dealing with developers. So we've got the developer side, we got the manufacturing side. We're putting them both together. Again, part of our strategic initiative and our partners.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Amazing.
I want to plug Danny and AJ's company, Fair Co-op. Is that correct?
That's right. That's the right shirt company.
And Fair is spelled
Cooperative.
F-A-R-E.
That's right.
Like as in taxi fare. I always have to remind people, Danny, that the original idea for Uber and Lyft, and I'm not going to include Fair Co-op in that, but the idea came from up in Harlem, man, in New York.
Oh yeah.
the gypsy cab.
That's right. Yep.
That's right. They took the idea in Harlem where African American people couldn't get a ride with a regular cab because they wouldn't pick them up. We had to create our own cab company, like we did with the numbers game, and which is now the lottery. They take all the ideas that we African American people create, and they make it into a multi-billion-dollar industry. So that's the way it works, But I want to plug Fair Co-op, and what's the not Erica? What is the website address for Fair Co-op?
It's FARE.COOP.
Okay, cool. Repeat that one more time.
Is there a chat here? I can let me actually.
Yeah. I don't want you to get in an accident driving in Toronto now. Be careful.
Oh no, I'm stopped now.
Okay.
I'm stopped.
All right.
There we go. I sent it in the chat.
Fair.co-op. That's easy. FARE.coop. Check it out, folks. And we're going to be going to a brief intermission. And when we come back, we're going to get some insights from Nkaassaa. All right. Enjoy the intermission. We'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
We got some new.
have 100% agreement rating. And that's because no matter what you or I do, we're gonna always say you got that right.
All right.
You and I live in a judgment-free zone. And we're
All
getting
right,
ready to
we're
spread
back
that unconditional
live
love vibration all
in
over the
Living
planet with
Color.
the universal
We
understanding.
lost
that peace
Danny.
is more
I'm
important
asking
than being right about anything. We can always
his partner
disagree,
AJ to
but
come
we
in.
never have to be disagreeable by
If
simply respecting
he's
each
available
other's
to
right
jump
to see
on
the
in.
world as we choose to see it in every moment.
All right, Sister Nkaassaa, this is your turn, sister. We're going into a segment called Insights with Nkaassaa. So what do you have for us today, Sister Nkaassaa?
Well, I'm going straight to the bank. In
Ooh,
honor
bank.
of Mr. Crump, I'm
The
going to
bank.
talk about the insight of abundance and or financial wealth building. And anyone could jump in. I'm just putting some principles out there as we grow. But what came up was intentional habits, automating success, protecting the future, and multiplication of actions. And I heard all of that when Mr. Crump's sharing information and putting some of that traction down on the road for us to step on and start following. So if any of you
Beautiful.
would like to share what those concepts mean to you, what are, Mr. Crump, intentional financial habits? What would you share with us and say what those are in building our steps towards this cooperative lifestyle?
And before you answer that question, Brother Frank,
Yep.
I'm just we're testing out a new number here, and we don't know if it's going to work yet.
Okay, put it out there.
But we have a call-in number for people to call in on now. It's area code 602-319-4689. Yeah, 602-319-4689. I do believe that's the right number. So call on in that number, folks, and see if you can get through if you have a question for Brother Frank. And I just got a message that AJ will also be joining us shortly.
Wonderful.
So could you remember what she asked you, Frank, and just jump on back in?
Yeah, she was talking about being intentional from a financial literacy standpoint.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I think Bert said it himself that we need to start financial literacy at a young age. And so the parents have to be intentional about it. And they have to not be afraid of it. You know,
Right.
a lot of times we think financial literacy, oh my goodness, what, might as well be talking calculus or geometry or
I
something,
got it right.
right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's not anything that one has to fear. There are a lot of organizations out there in communities now that are beginning to teach financial literacy. And so it's imperative that if you really want to be intentional, look and see what resources are available in your community now.
Now, right.
Available now. Let them know how old your children are and see what they have to offer. Like I said, the Singapore Financial Literacy Program, they have stuff where parents can begin to teach their children at age 3. And should we develop and bring this program to the United States, that information will be available online, right? So intentionality is certainly key.
Yeah, intention is definitely key. Because whatever you said as your intention, there's only two things that will prevent it from happening. Either you have a fear that it will happen or fear that it won't. Otherwise, it's a done deal.
Got that right.
We just have to learn to get out of our own way.
It's a done deal, and you're not getting nothing from the deal.
You get whatever you ask for.
That's right. You got that right.
And then when it shows up, don't say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't really ask for that." It's too late then.
Got that
Right,
right.
AJ?
Brother AJ.
Hello there.
Right, all right.
Hey man, what you guys playing good cop, bad cop or something? And then Danny was on, he slipped out the back, Jack, and now you slid in the front.
Right.
How are you all doing?
Good, AJ. How are you?
Fantastic, fantastic. Just
Doing
enjoying
grand as a young
the day
man.
here in Toronto. It's been great catching up. It's been a while since I've been back here, so it's been great.
Toronto. You just got back from Egypt, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. I think I might take Egypt over Toronto, I think.
Well, it's all got its charm. It's all got its
Egypt is home for you though, right?
Well, yeah, it's where my family's from. Absolutely.
All right. So we just Sister Nkaassaa has a segment that we just into right now, about, and she's talking to Frank about intention when it comes to financial, going to the bank and creating wealth and creating individual and community wealth. And you know a little bit about that. So what do you think about intention? How important is intention?
Intention drives everything. Without intention, there is nothing. I mean, if you don't do things in a meaningful and an understanding way, I mean, what's the purpose of waking up in the morning?
Got that right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or waking up in the morning with all that baggage.
Yes.
No, intention is definitely the most important thing, and people need to understand that. I mean, that's I think one of the biggest life lessons that anybody could learn.
So you and Danny are partners in crime, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You guys co-created the Fair Co-op.
Yes. So, well, I mean, there's a big group of us, but yeah, we're the main founders.
Fair Co-op, more better version than Lyft and Uber. So that's a beautiful thing, owned by the drivers. We love that. And then a buyer's co-op that you guys put together in Toronto to help the local businesses. That's a beautiful thing. You want to elaborate and tell us your true vision for all this?
Well, I mean, it's I mean, long story short, I mean, come from middle class family, saw the struggles that were happening to small business, for many years, and just seeing the encroachment of these big box stores, and obviously now with the online businesses that have really been taken over all the sales now. It really created a problem for small and medium sized business, and the reality is that mom and pops are the largest taxpayers. They are the largest. They're the largest employer. There's succession planning. There's so many different beautiful things that when a Walmart opens up and destroys 200 businesses that have been there for over 20 years, like the impact is insane. And what's even worse is that the jobs that are being created by the Walmarts are not even like full-time jobs. Like they literally planned it so that they don't have to give benefits to the people, and so it's insane. It's insane, and
it's really, extraction in the worst way.
It really is. And I mean, the games that they play with the taxing, I mean, and how they move the money around, because obviously they're very, very sophisticated at doing what they do. It's amazing how society's just hasn't looked and seen that as a problem. And the logic is that now that the internet is as ubiquitous as it is, and everybody's online in one way or another, we could actually get small and medium-sized businesses together and actually start buying products together, which we've been doing for about 15 years now. And part of our evolution was actually setting up this delivery with Fair and all of that, so that we can have a cheaper last mile. But the logic is just simple: is that there's more small businesses than there are big businesses at the moment. And if we come together and we leverage economies of scale together, there will be a chance to save that middle class and save the potential future. Because at the end of the day, with AI and everything, there's so many disruptions that are about to take place, and it's so important that we hold on to whatever we can. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So that's the focus of the buyers co-op and Fair Co-op, is to really get at the root of it all. Because what we pay for products is the root of it. So if we can help the merchants, the small businesses, get products at a decent price, then they can pass those savings on to the consumer.
Absolutely.
Same thing with the ride share situation with Fair Co-op. You know, it's all about people, you know, being able to know that the drivers need to know that they're getting a share of the pie, and the people need to know that it's a co-op and that it's transparent and that they're going to get the best deal possible. The reason why people prefer credit unions in many cases over regular traditional banks, because then they're going to get, you know, better products and better services at a lower rate. And so I'd like for you to talk a little bit about why you and Frank and I decided that we were going to see if we could form some kind of a strategic alliance, and how that makes sense to you.
Well, I think we all have you know, different pieces to the puzzle, and you know, when we I guess first connected through Carl, you know, there was definitely some obvious synergies with regards to, you know,
Right.
what you guys are working on, what we're working on, and the fact that, you know, we do really, you know, we like to take on challenges. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, when we understood and took a little look under the hood with what you guys have been working on, you know, whether it's you know, the platform for the discounts, or the whole project that you have, giving, you know, loans and all that kind of stuff.
With the cash rewards digital wallet, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, these are all tremendous things, and things that, you know, got us excited, and falls in line with what we believe in, you know, what we hold dear. So naturally, you know, that synergy took its own form. You know,
Exactly. And then businesses need support. You know, UPI loan fund with Frank's piece. Businesses always need money to
Yep.
expand and to improve their outreach and so on and so forth. So go ahead, Frank. You gonna say something?
Just saying, what AJ said goes both ways, you know,
Yeah.
in terms of the excitement, the synergy, and the whole idea and concept. For those that have been with us from the first hour, listening to AJ just brings me back to the metaphor. If we were all stranded on an island, what would we do? And that's what me and Danny have done up in
Mhm.
Toronto. They found out who could do this. They got 50,000 signatures. They got all what they needed to do and make a move as a
Right.
group on that island. And
Yes.
look where it's taken them.
That just goes to prove that when you set that intention to get something done and you stick with it, it's
and
gonna get done.
you got to be stubborn. That's probably another. You got to be stubborn, and
You know,
make
but
it.
you know, if you just set intention and get out the way,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the universe will take care of the rest.
No,
you know.
no, no. Nothing good is easy. We all always have to accept that as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
So AJ meets Sister Nkaassaa, my co-host.
Nice to meet
It's a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
You got some questions for Brother AJ?
It is phenomenal and definitely needed in the motor milieu of Toronto, and the collective people that are there, that are the pulse of the city. So I don't know if it's more commentary on the great service that you are giving, such a hub that attracts a multiplicity of people, continuously bringing financial empowerment to Toronto for the many families that come there for holiday. So like little do
Mhm.
you see the niches that need to be served that are outside of the arm's reach of Walmart. There are
Mhm.
fine niches that continually need to grow. And you and your brother being able to see that and meet that and bring people on board is phenomenal.
Well, I
And
appreciate that very much.
thank
So is this the beginning of the consumer evolution?
oh yes, cooperative consumer evolution.
That
That's
is
right,
that.
cooperative consumer evolution. So tell us a little bit about why you chose co-ops like I've chosen co-ops as a business model for today, for right now, in this moment in time.
Well, look, for us, it was. How can I say this? when I started learning about cooperatives and understanding, the history of the cooperative movement, whether it was the early days in England, the Rockford,
Rochdale
yeah,
principle.
or some of the stuff that happened, later on, even here in the West. I was blown away and really intrigued for a number of reasons. Now, at the same token, cooperatives, there's different types of cooperatives, right? So the traditional form of cooperative, I think, is amazing, but we're more into a special. Specifically, the two cooperatives we've created so far are what you call multi-stakeholder federated cooperatives, and which allows us to have a corporate piece and a bunch of little pieces. And really, the story that made me like blown away was the story of Visa. Most people don't know that that Visa, the credit card company, was a cooperative. It started as a cooperative in 1970, and this gentleman by the name of D. Hawk, who was basically charged by Bank of America to create this super company of banks, because at the end of the day,
cooperative.
But at the end of the day, like for example, back then you couldn't, if you were with one bank, let's say you were with the Bank of America, you couldn't use your credit card at a Chase restaurant, for example, right? So they had to figure something out, and that's where Visa was created. And D. Hawk, when he decided to solve the problem, he chose this concept of a multi-stakeholder federated cooperative, and giving each a stakeholder based on their size, the appropriate portion that would be fair and create actual like alignment from the top to the very bottom. And it was really brilliant. I mean, but really what got me was in 2007 when they did their IPO at the height of the economic crash that took place, as well known with all the mortgages and all that. It was the highest IPO in U.S. history. And the reason is that the alignment and even the banks were not unsure of what this share, that there could be even a negative liability like that would come out of this. They were surprised. And it's only because of the cooperative structure and everybody having that pure alignment from the very top to the very bottom, and having that voice and being able to, this is what made it such a powerful way of such a powerful entity to take public, even at the height of the economic crash. And when we saw that, we were like, well, wait a minute. I mean, this could be the right way for us to create this platform, not just to give equity to the drivers and to small businesses and make everybody a stakeholder in it, but when we take that tech company public, it will directly affect everybody's equity in the federation. Absolutely. And when that happens, guess what? These poor drivers are going to be able to get driverless vehicles, at least get a down payment for a car that will drive for them in the future, and what have you. And I mean, like it became for us the only way forward. So I do implore you to look into multi-stakeholder federated cooperatives and really the story of Visa, because I think that can be applied to anything. And keep in mind that this was something that was formed in the 70s that is a cutting edge technology. Like that is what Visa is. Visa is a technology.
It's a beautiful thing. The common denominator, of course, is Visa. And so all these banks and credit unions are plugging into this common denominator called Visa to accomplish the same purpose. And
they're all stakeholders in it.
Right, to buy a service to the consumer, to buy goods and services.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing with the Global Village Cooperative, with our cash reward digital wallet, we're just adding the patronage refunds to that, or what they call cash rebates, or cash rewards, which I actually helped start in 2000 with not Visa, but a cohort in crime, MasterCard. We created the first affinity co-branded debit card that could pay cash rewards up to 20% using the debit card. And so that was the beginning of this what we call now the cash rewards revolution. my mother would always remind me when she started seeing cash rewards all over the place. She said, "They stole your idea, son." I said, "Yeah." Well, if I could have patented it at the time, I wouldn't be right now. And I guess I didn't want to miss that opportunity to talk with you guys and meet you guys and do even more better work. So we're here doing more better work. And AJ, we appreciate you, man.
No, we appreciate you. I mean, we're one big family, and this is just the beginning.
Yes.
Frank and I have been looking for a cohort in good stuff, say do gooder stuff for a while now, and we didn't know we were going to find somebody in Canada that was going to be able to work with us, and so we're just ecstatic and excited. And Nkaassaa, do you have any other questions for Brother AJ or Frank or anybody?
All
We got
right.
about 5 minutes before we wrap up.
Well, of course, hopefully you're going to come south of the border and
Yeah, I'm planning.
Phoenix, Arizona is
We're gonna be
on the list.
all right. That was my question. When you're coming down, we need those fares.
Yeah,
We'll get
it's
together.
we're already live in Arizona right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Yeah, we got the license and everything. Yeah.
All right, then yeah,
Whoa, all right.
we'll see.
We're about to get Sister Nkaassaa out of Newark, Delaware, and get her into Arizona so she can benefit from all that.
Yeah.
Get it fair. There you go.
Fares.
So you got any questions, Nkaassaa or Frank? You want to jump in with anything?
Well, I would definitely love Mr. Crump to continue. My questions would be too far into.
Well, go ahead. Jump. Do what you got to do.
Well,
We're on a roll now. Ask AJ. He's the guru in Toronto.
Yeah, I'm glad that AJ had a chance. He and Danny had a chance to show up here with us today.
Honestly, the pleasure's all ours. Honestly,
It's a good cap for what we've been discussing earlier today, and what you all have put into operation up there, and what we're doing.
Just so you know, real quick, AJ, the topic today is a new economic model.
Mm-hmm.
How to create individual and community wealth. Hello.
Yep.
Does that resonate with your way of thinking?
I would absolutely resonate with that thinking.
So you see what do you see as the new economic model? Frank has already kind of, we spent an hour with Frank talking about it. What are your insights on the new economic model? And is there hope for the world, my brother? Or should we just throw in the towel and forget about it?
I think platform cooperatives is the model that we should all be looking at, especially with artificial intelligence and everything that's happening at the speed of light right now. There's going to be a lot of transformation that's going to take place, and we don't want to have people left out on the side. I mean, when you see any movies of the future, you always see a wall, and on one side everybody's like rich and it's nice, and on the other side it's like the third world. You know what I mean? And we still have a chance to stop that kind of a dystopian future if we're logical and reasonable about how we do everything. You know what I mean? So that would be platform cooperatives would be my answer for the new economy. For sure.
Beautiful. We gotta move from the competition, conflict, extraction paradigm to the cooperation and service paradigm, which leads to prosperity and peace.
Absolutely.
And check out my new book, Village.
Love it.
By yours truly, and the
it.
forward written by Brother Frank Crump.
Yes.
Amazing.
And I really want to thank you guys for joining us. Right on, Frank.
Wonderful.
Pleasure.
You guys for joining us. And we do have a call-in number, but no one called in because I guess we were talking too much. For future reference, the number is 602-319-4689. And that we can take calls on that number next week because we're out of time now.
Yeah.
And again, thanks, Brother Frank Crump.
Thank you, Brother Crump.
Thank you.
Being here on the second edition of You Got That Right. And my goodness, we are so blessed to have AJ and Danny come on today. And
Yes.
thank you guys because you're all the way in Toronto, and we appreciate you guys because Danny was driving the car, and then you just popped in from I don't know where, like magic. And so we thank you. We thank you for being here, and thanks for Sister Nkaassa's insights.
Thank
We're
you.
going to kick in the theme song. You got that right. And we'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Take care.
Check it out.
And I have 100% agreement rating, and
Right.
that's because no matter what you or I do, we're gonna always say you got
You
that
got
right.
that right.
You got that right. That's awesome.
You and I live in a judgment-free zone, and we're getting ready to spread that unconditional love vibration all over the planet with the universal understanding that peace is more important than being right about anything. We can always disagree, but we never have to be disagreeable by simply respecting each other's right to see the world as we choose to see it in every moment.